The sound of this thing is, without a doubt, such a great sound, man. Pitching that stuff down, using the filters, the analog inputs, the analog outputs, everything on this thing sounds really good. But this sequencer makes me want to sell this machine. I've had absolutely no fun working with the step sequencer. There's something in this machine that I feel is just bad. I've seen worse, but it's just not great. And I wasn't expecting that from a machine that has been out for a few years now. I would expect things to be a lot easier to work in this machine. I've been sequencing with the Akai here, sending the MIDI into the thing, into the 2400, and it works nice, everything works great, but that's not the sort of workflow that I want to use, you know, that's not what I want to do. I want to have everything stored inside of the unit. And with the amount of years that this machine has and all these things not being addressed, I get to the conclusion that they're never going to be addressed, they're never going to be solved, because you know, it's just what it is. One of the things about the sequencer here is that when I'm in the step sequencer and I put a note in the sequencer, everything is fine, everything works great. But if you want to nudge a note, then everything falls apart, because once you nudge a note in the sequencer, it just disappears from the sequencer. And I guess that has to do with the resolution of the sequencer. But you know, Akai, this is a brand new sequencer right here, and it works the way it's supposed to work. This has been out not even a month. And yes, it does need updates as well. I'm going to talk about this step sequencer. But in comparison to this that has been out for years, I don't understand, because this machine has everything to be like a premium, one of the best samplers out there. And to me, it all falls apart when you get to sequencing. Okay, we're not going to hear any sound right now. I just want to show you the step sequencer. Okay, let's say I want to use this, okay? I got four here. Now, how do I nudge it? If you hold the step down, it just disappears. And that to me is like, I don't see the point of that happening. If I hold a step down, I could just easily hold it and nudge it with this. You would get a pop-up maybe, and you'd be nudging the note in small increments if you want. Now, how do you nudge this? That you would have to go in here. I mean, it's just crazy, all right? This screen is just crazy. Hold it, nudge it, go back, nudge something, and nudge. All right, cool. It had disappeared right there. And if you see, I nudged the note right there, but it disappeared from the sequencer. Why does it disappear from the sequencer? That's one of the things that I just don't get. It should just stay in the sequencer so I can grab it again. Just the exercise of going into the screen, that alone to me is just too much. Because you have a step sequencer, it should just be easy to hold a step and nudge. And now you go into this and you say, okay, I want to nudge it by whatever, say that, and then hit nudge, and then it's done. Okay, go back, and now if you go back into the TR mode, that note is gone. It's not there anymore. So now it's right there, okay? And if you want to nudge it again, you have to go in there again and nudge that. I feel like this working the screen is just something that you don't want to do. Because you have the physical buttons here, you should just stay in the physical world and not go into a screen to nudge things. It's easy just to grab something and do this. It's easy to grab something and do this. To me, being a guy that likes to go deep in and just nudge everything and always be very meticulous with the swing, with everything, it's not easy to work. You can do that, you got the tools to do it, but it's just not easy. I'm definitely not working with this step sequencer, and I don't know if I'm going to sell the machine or not. And it's just because of the sequencer. I don't want to be doing MIDI into this, not at all. That's not how I want to work with this machine. And to use it just as a machine to send sounds through it, I'd rather get something cheap like the 202, the SP202. If I wanted a sampler just to run sounds through it, this is not it, because this is like $2,000, right? It's such an expensive machine. And I try to get around some of these things. Like I wanna leave a bit of air before the sample starts, you know, like resampling, but it doesn't allow you to resample back into the machine. It has resampling, but it's like an internal thing with the engine. It resamples the sample itself. There's no actual input back into the machine. So I could, resample a sound back in, just leave a bit of air at the beginning, so I would use that to delay the hit. Because there's no offset either. I don't see any offset anywhere. So you don't have offset, you can't resample and leave a bit of air so you can delay the hit a little bit, creating a sort of swing that way. I feel like every form that I try to, the techniques that I try to implement to get around this bad performance of the sequencer, I'm not getting any luck at all. The only way to get around this is to sample each individual sound that I have in the machine, not load anything, just sample everything and always leave a bit of air. But that doesn't really work at the same time, because I'm sampling something from a record at a certain point. There's no way I can leave air behind that. I get a lot of these vibes of Octatrack, of like, why is that in there? Like, what's the point of this? I get a lot of that in this machine as well. I feel like it's too complex for what it is. It's just a machine that samples, assign it to a pad, and then you sequence it. And the whole point of this thing is to be simple, but I feel like they've got it wrong in that sense. Like when it gets to chopping, I'm not gonna chop in the multi-mode. Whatever, I'd rather just copy a pad to another pad and do a different start point, and that's it. Just simple. I feel they complicate stuff way too much. Honestly, this has so many buttons in here. It's a machine that you wouldn't even need to look at a screen if it was done properly. I don't hate the machine at all. I like the machine. I'm just kind of sad to see an operating system in a machine that could be so good. That's it, okay? Because the machine is really good, but there's too many options for things that could just be simple. I'm gonna hold on to it. I definitely want to make a beat tape with this thing, and I want to put out a beat tape. And by the end, I'll kind of judge whether I want to keep it or not. So far, I'm not that happy about it. You know what I mean? Like, at least the sequencer could be easier. And you have a step sequencer in here, so it should be fairly easy to do simple things. All these F buttons in here, I don't understand. Like, you could nudge with the arrows. There's so many ways to create a good step sequencer in here, but it doesn't seem to work. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. I really want to keep it. I'll be honest with you. But if it's one of these machines that you have in the studio and you never touch because it's a pain to go into it, because the workflow, it's not fluid, to me is more down to the step sequencer. If that thing could be solved, I would happily keep it and just make a lot of music with this thing. You just make it easy for me to sequence sounds and nudge things. I don't care about what PPQN this thing has or what it had before. I don't care about that. I'm here because of workflow, because of these multi-modes, because of the sound of the machine. That's what I'm here for. So if that could be in the machine, then I would love to keep it and make a lot of music. I still want to make a beat tape with this. Yeah, but if they're not fixing anything, which to me, I don't really think they're going to fix, because this thing has been out for a long time. I got other stuff that I want to do as well. Next time I'm going to hook this up to the Tascam right there, because this is USB, can serve as an interface. So I'm looking into doing a Tascam MPC S2400 video and just seeing how everything can connect. How can I use the channels of the 2400 inside of the MPC as an interface, along with the Tascam and all the synths. So I got a few things planned for that. But as of now, I'm just sad. I'm sad that this thing isn't working in a more easy way.